In this video, I show you guys a fast $500 gaming PC that features Ryzen 3 and NVIDIA Pascal. This PC can play games at 1080p high to ultra settings without an issue. If you want to find out more, then keep watching. So hey guys, this is TeamOverclocked. In this video, I show you guys a fast $500 gaming PC. Now you might be wondering, how will this perform? Well, this can play games at 1080p high settings with close to 40 to 50 FPS. If you drop the settings to medium, you can get around 60 FPS, or you can push the settings to ultra and get around 30 FPS. So you have a lot of options with this PC. Now before I start, I would like to mention that links to everything I mentioned will be in the description, so check those out if you're interested. But without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. To start it off, for the CPU, we have the Ryzen 3 1200 for $100. This is a great mid-range quad-core processor that comes clocked at 3.1 GHz. It also has a nice air cooler within the box, and this should keep temperatures low on the CPU. This air cooler should also let you get a mild overclock, which is nice. In terms of performance, this CPU should be able to handle games at 1080p and 1440p, and is also a good entry-level CPU for 1080p 60fps video editing. So all around, this is a great value. Next up, for the motherboard, we have the ASRock AB350M Pro 4 for $65. This is quite a nice looking motherboard that comes with 4 RAM slots and 4 SATA ports. It also has RAID support and USB-C ports, as well as a wide range of I/O. Since this is a B350 motherboard, it supports CPU overclocking, which is great since the Ryzen 3 in this PC is unlocked. So for the price, this mid-range motherboard is unbeatable. Next up, for the RAM, we have the G.Skill Aegis 8GB set for $85. This is a great 1x8GB kit that comes clocked at 2133 MHz. 8GB should be good enough for gaming at 1080p and even at 1440p, and it should also be good enough for some light video editing. It's also nice to know that you can add more RAM in the future, since this is only one stick and this PC has 4 RAM slots. So all around, this is a great fit into this build. Next up, for the storage, we have the Seagate 1TB drive for $45. This is an average hard drive that spins at 7200 RPM and has 32 MB of cache. Now these specs mean that loading times will be decent for all of your games, movies, and media files, and the 1TB capacity should be good enough for most people. If you ever run out of storage, you can always throw in another hard drive, which is nice to know. But even then, this is a great value for this PC. Now next up, for the graphics card, we have the Gigabyte GTX 1050 for $135. This is a nice CPU that comes clocked at 1.35 GHz and has a boost clock of 1.5 GHz. It also comes with 2GB of VRAM, which is good enough for most games at 1080p. Now the cooler on this is not the largest in the world, but it should let you pull off an average overclock. In terms of performance, you'll be doing great at 1080p high settings. In lighter games like League of Legends, you can probably push to 1440p if you really want to, and have a monitor that can support that resolution. Now next up, for the case, we have the Thermaltake Versa H22 for $33. This is a great low to mid-range case that comes with 3 drive bays. It also has some front panel USB 3 ports as well as some audio jacks, which is satisfactory I/O for most builders. When it comes to cable management, this case has some basic cable routing holes and space behind the motherboard, which is pretty good. I personally own this case and will say that although it's not the fanciest case out there, it has everything that you need to carry out a successful PC build. Now last but definitely not least, for the power supply, we have the Corsair VS500 for $45. This PSU comes with an 80+ white rating, which means that 80% of the power is going to be supplied to this power supply at all times. It's also built with the quality that you can expect from a white label Corsair PSU. Now this PSU leaves a lot of room for upgrades and overclocking in this PC, because this can supply up to 500 watts of power, and this PC consumes much less than that. So this PSU offers great value without all the bells and whistles of higher end PSUs like modularity, and this PSU should last you at least a few PC builds. Now before we end this, I would like to mention that there's links to everything I mentioned in the description, so check those out if you're interested. But yeah guys, that's all for today. If you liked the video, please be sure to hit the like button. If you didn't like it, please dislike the video and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.